What is up, beautiful people? How are you all? Good to see you. Congratulations, the chosen few who have somehow made it through level two. Super fun, interesting. Great to have you guys here. Uh, Excited to share what we've got for you today. Would love to know, where are you guys from? Where's everybody from? Drop it in the chat. I'll also give a little context. If this is your first time jamming with me, love for these to be interactive. If you can, cameras on. If you got questions, here to answer them. My real only intention here is show up, try and be helpful. I'm going to share with you some of the cool stuff that is working right now for us. And yeah, whipped up a little presentation here. And I'll walk you through. What do we got here? France, amazing. Greece, Iowa, Moncton, New Brunswick. Oh man, we'll give people just a second to log in here. Missouri, Yali, what's up? Good to see you. Amazing. All right. And just for like a little bit of context, if you already have a Skool community, comment Skool. And if you don't, put not yet. Not yet, not yet. All right, all right. Cool. And one last question before I'll dive right in is what kind of people do you work with? Who do you work with? What kind of community do you have? Do you want to build? And I'm glad I got one more question for you. Well, last question for you. Female entrepreneurs, tour operators, life and relationship coaching, burned out health coaching pros, nice adults working on unblocking subconscious beliefs. Y'all are my people. Parents that want to raise natural children as opposed to those unnatural children. Homeschooling parents for developing kids, physical literacy. I love it. Amazing. All right. Well, thanks for joining me this morning. So, yeah, I'm just going to dive right in, and just for a little, invitation, I would say, is if you have questions, ask them. In fact, I don't know if Yali, are you still here? If you are, I know you just kind of logged in last minute, but Yali is an epic human all around. Also works on our team. And if you're here, I don't know, happy surprise that you're here. But can I make you co-host?
Yes, I'm here and you can make me co-host.
Oh, you're great. Okay, just in case I miss anything, which I tend to do. Sometimes I get into a flow and I just start ripping, which is what my hope is here today. So let me turn this around. Here's what we're gonna dive into today. Oh, got change my screen. I've never shared this before. I literally whipped this up on Monday and just put these pieces together. But the good news is like this is exactly what we're doing right now. So I know it well. And really what I want to talk to you all today and share is Skool and ads. I mean, Skool ads, but they're two separate things. But combined, they have been like one of the biggest unlocks, well, the biggest unlock in my business to date. And there's such an amazing opportunity right now. And yeah, I haven't really seen anything quite like it. And perhaps everybody in here would be from our paid community or our free community, and you might feel a particular vibe in there that's maybe like a little bit different. At least I do. If you're brand new, maybe you don't yet. But there's a different way that of building a business that feels really good, that offers a lot of freedom, a lot of predictability, a lot of sustainability, makes it really easy to hire great people and grow a business that doesn't suck. If anybody has built a coaching business or been in the coaching business for any length of time, there's a normal trend where you build these businesses and the bigger it gets, the worse it gets. And so a lot of people actually just don't grow it because it just looks like more work, more hamster wheel, more doing things that you don't really like to do. And you get into the business to be a coach or a mentor or a leader, and you end up becoming like a TikTok dancer or something. And you're like, how do I get clients? And you're pointing on screens and doing all this weird stuff. Anybody relate to that? Is that just me? Like I've tried everything. So as this is kind of molded and developed, I feel like, oh, I finally found like a home. And now that I'm able to share it, it's like even better. So, and I have a totally like pretty interesting new offer. Stick around to the end. It's something interesting. Never shared it before. Literally thought about it this morning. It's epic. And I'll share with you more about that at the end if you want. If you don't want to hear it, I will give you fair warning to leave. There will be tons of value in between. And if you don't want to hear about a new offer, I'll let you know when it's coming and you can just exit and take all of the gems in advance. Cool. Invitation here. Anybody struggle with like ADD or distractions? Is that a thing for anybody? I actually think this is like the number one challenge for all entrepreneurs, especially like in today's world. It's just like there are so many things fighting for our attention continually, and developing your ability to focus is a game changer. That's a skill. And so there's an invitation here. If you're here, I want to invite you to be here to put away distractions for, we've got 50 minutes here. This is going to be awesome. You can ask questions, like squeeze this for what we've got here. You can ask me questions. And like I said, I'm just here to help, but I want to give you some, want to invite you to focus. And just in case, like you're brand new, I mean, most of you are all in our community, but like for context, we won the very first Skool games. I have been on the platform since like its beta. We've done $1.5 million over the last couple years. We've built our recurring revenue is now 60,000 in monthly recurring revenue, and we're one of the top 1% platforms on Skool. That's what this little crown is. Skool is like, they make it fun. So they give you all these little things and like incentives to participate. I'm a sucker for a badge, I guess. But more cool than any of that is this picture beneath with my family. I've got 2 daughters, but I share this picture because this is us in Mexico and I live in Canada. And when COVID got all weird, we just pieced out and we went and lived in Mexico. And I could not have done that if I did not have a business that could support us. And that was like a big like awakening or like revelation that I was super grateful for, because there's a level of freedom in that where we had that as an option. We're like, nah, see ya. We're digital, we're online, we can just move if we want to. So that, for me, like our kind of core values is like, we want a business that's fun, we want a business that gives us actual freedom, and we want a business that is fulfilling. Anybody else? It's like I'm also a sucker for alliteration, so you're gonna see that all over, and that's a good alliteration of like my report cards in high school. Straight Fs. No, I'm just C. I'm a C student. So I want you to imagine for a quick second, like a business, actually, let me ask you this question, Mike. If you had a business that had whatever that number is for you, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100K per month in recurring revenue, predictable, and you were doing work that you loved and it was fulfilling, like what would you do if you had that, if you had already created that? I'm curious, like maybe my real question is, why do you want that? If you created it, what would you do? Or what would change for you? Not a rhetorical question. Would love to know in the chat, like, why are you actually building this business? Take my families on vacations. Yeah, create more memories, more travel with the family. Love it. Yeah. Time is might share a little bit about this, but like the biggest unlock in my business was when I started to prioritize time as the core metric of success, not money, but time. And then oddly enough, as we optimized everything for time, we made more money. Funny how that happens, but it's like a shift of focus. Yeah, beautiful. Help more people, still having time for family. Yeah, this is the balance. So my next question is where you could answer this for yourself, and I want you to think about number one, where are you now in terms of like your business? Are you just launching? And maybe like let's ask this a question. What phase of business are you in? Are you just launching? Like have not launched yet? Are you in the like 1K to 10K per month range? Are you in the 10 to 20 or 20 plus? First month, let's go. Just launching, 1 to 10K, nice. So I think it was Tony Robbins who says this. But it's like we grossly overestimate what we can do in 1 year and grossly underestimate what we can do in 10. And in this world of like online marketing, online business gurus everywhere, where like it occurs like you could make $1 million in 90 days if you just do these 3 things. Anybody have that? And I don't know, like maybe that's true for some people. That has not been my experience. And with my background as a financial advisor, one of my main jobs was mostly just expanding people's time horizon. People were so in the right now, right? I don't have money, I got to pay my bills, I got to do the budgets. And it's like, but you're not, so you can't even think further, like 5 years, 10 years down the road for retirement or anything like that. But as an advisor, that was mostly what my job was, is expanding people's minds to just be like, let's get out of the day to day and just think a little bit bigger, think a little bit longer, because the things that you do right now are definitely going to impact your life in 4 years from now. And one of the, like a question, let me ask you this. Would it be worthwhile for all of the people who are just starting, if you were to commit the next 4 years of your life to building a business, to building the systems, to building the skill sets, to building the assets, and working, but at the end of 4 years, you knew that you could build a business that did $20,000 to $50,000 a month predictably, would you do it? Got some yeses. Yeah. And so it's like, entrepreneurs and building these kinds of businesses, it's doing what most people won't do, or like aren't willing to do for a short period of time, to be able to live life like on their own terms afterwards. But there's like a time crunch where you got to learn new skills, you got to do the things, and it's not like a rocket science. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. But I like, if people think in terms of 4 years, it's like a degree, like anything. It's like good things take time. And that doesn't mean you can't make money tomorrow, because you can. But there's a difference between making some money, like go do a campaign and make some money, and building an actual business. You guys get that? It's like there's a big difference between, hey, let's go make 10 grand 1 month versus let's make 10 grand every month, predictably. Okay. And that's what I'm saying takes a bit of time. And it's like, well, what's in the way? Right? So here's my question for you. What do you perceive to be in the way? Like what's missing, or what do you perceive to be the biggest obstacle between where you are right now and the goal that you have for yourself in like 4 years' time? What occurs to you as the biggest challenge, obstacle, frustration, roadblock? What are the things between now and what you want that you can see now? In a year from now, you'll be a different human and you might be able to see different problems. But right now, what do you see? Time and knowledge on how to scale. Yeah. Biggest challenge, how to scale. Systems, audience strategy. Not enough clients. Getting help with Skool, set up Zapier. Yep. Bottleneck for me is figuring out how lead flow. Makes sense why you're on this call. Biggest challenge is the product. Great. So I will tell you right now, like there are only 5 possible things that are in the way, that are a bottleneck, that are blocking you between now and 4 years' time. There's only 5 things that it will always ever be. And your job as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a business person, is being able to continually identify what the roadblock or bottleneck is or constraint is, and then unlock it. And then the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. Does that make sense? And so, but a lot of people don't even know what those 5 things are. And so for context, like the 5 things that it will be is, number 1, you need to have some sort of signature offer. What is your unique? Actually, there's something beyond, like as a more foundational piece. Your own self-leadership. It is amazing to me how many times I can have people come and they'll think it's a messaging thing or like my offer or a lead flow thing. And I'll get into coaching with them and it's an energy thing. They're out of alignment, they're out of integrity, they're out. They're not excited about their offer, they're serving people they don't even care about. Like there's the self-leadership aspect, the energetic aspect is the foundation. You being an actual expert. Some people just like aren't that good. You gotta be good, right? And so as a foundation, there's like building your own self-leadership, your own confidence. And then after that, from there, you create a signature offer, your unique offer and gift to the world. And when I think of offer, like a signature offer, all we're all trying to do is help people go from A to B. As a coach, as an expert, for the most part, it's like people have challenges and problems. And like, maybe let me ask that question in the chat. What is the A to B thing that you help people create? What's the transition or the transformation that you help people on? What is that for you? I help people go from to. We help people go from 0 all the way to $50,000 a month in recurring revenue. Isolation to connection, perfect, right? Super clear. Write, produce, and release their first track. Perfect. So we go from monetizing their art, great. How to say no to vaccines and doctor drugs. Hey, all right, I like it. So then it's like, what, and then it's like, so in that case, it's probably like self-trust, sourcing self-trust, right? Personal training, pain to pain-free, that's clear, right? Victim mindset to like full responsibility, great. So these are like, that's it, right? If you're clear on that, then the offer part is really just mapping out your unique process for helping people go from A to B. And the more clear you are on that, the easier it will be to sell, the easier it will be to create transformations. And this is the thing that honestly takes time. Like honing that process, honing that skill. And speaking of skills, so then there's the signature offer. Now, a lot of you and people that we work with are experts at what they do, right? They spend a lot of time and money becoming relationship experts, health experts, and you've developed a bunch of skills, but you haven't developed the skills of entrepreneurship, sales, marketing, finance, leadership, hiring people. Would that be true? Would you agree with that? You're an expert in your field, and then you realize like, oh, if I'm gonna work for myself, I've got a whole other skill set I gotta develop. Right? This is what a lot of people don't get right away. They're like, I'm an expert. I've got credentials. People will just want to work with me. No, it doesn't work that way. It takes skills. There are skills that you have to develop. And then there are systems that you have to build. And then there are strategy that you implement in order to build your business, get clients. And I'll tell you, most people online are right now focused on these two. Like, if you hear most business coaches and people out there, they talk about these two things. Here's the strategy, here's the system. But these two things will never, like, those will only work to the degree of these things. If your offer sucks, no strategy is going to save you. If your self-leadership sucks, your systems aren't going to work. I mean, your systems might save you some time, but it's like, these are the two, let's say, well, these are the 5 things that are going to get in your way of going from where you are to where you want to go. And at any given time, so right now, let's play a little game. All right. In the chat, let's go through. Give yourself a rating. Self-leadership, your ability to give yourself a command and follow it. Are you a green, yellow, or red? Green is like, I'm good. Red is like, I can't get my hands out of the Doritos. Or whatever it is for you. All right. We got green. Most days, yeah, fair. Signature offer. You have a clear offer, clear message. You know how to cause transformations. Are you green, yellow, or red? Oh, looking pretty green. All right, all right. We got great. Your entrepreneurial skill set, copywriting, advertising, marketing, sales, leadership, technology, green, yellow, red. Red, yellows, a little bit more yellows. Okay. Your systems for getting leads, for causing transformations, for running events, like your systems within your business. Okay. Red. Yep. And then a strategy for growth. Do you have, if you, a green is like, I have one and it's working. Yellow is like, I throw spaghetti on the wall and sometimes it works. And red is like, I need a strategy. Red, green, yellow, red. It's kind of like an orange. Okay, cool. So this process that you just went through is something that you should be asking yourself all the time. Just by going through this, what do you see as like the one next thing or next bottleneck that there is for you to unlock? Which area of these 5 right now makes the most sense for you to turn green? That if you turned green would make a big difference. And then let me ask you another question is, if all of these things were green, what do you see as possible for yourself? If all of these things were green, you had a strategy, you had a system, you had the skills, you had the offer, you had the self-leadership, what then becomes possible? I hope you say whatever the hell you want. Because that is what happens. This is the game. Freedom. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I wanted to share this as context because what I'm going to share with you today is basically these 2 things. But I don't want but contextually, this is just like one piece of a way bigger puzzle. All right. Does that all make sense? Does that land? We're all on the same page. There's no silver bullet. Yeah. I mean, there's some things that work, but there's like, it's a bigger piece of the puzzle. All right. So what we have figured out is like, if we're talking about these 2 things, if there is a code, we've cracked it. With Skool ads. Skool and ads, and Skool ads specifically. So let's dive in. Actually, before I go, I told you this is going to be interactive and it's going to put y'all on the spot. Just so far, just like what we've just talked about so far. What's sticking out to you? What are you liking? What are you learning? What'd you catch? Because I'm gonna teach some stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's like it's about what's caught, not what's taught. You guys catch it, and you'll all take different things. Just take a second. What are you catching right now? Nice. Pyramid framework makes sense. How important it is to have a signature offer. Yeah, like, you know what's cool about this is like, because this is my signature offer, right? You guys get that? It's like meta in this. This is what I do all day, every day, is I do this. And it makes it really easy to speak about. Yeah, the pyramid, realization of what's missing, importance of systems and offer. Yeah, systems and strategy equals the money. Where do I have to focus? Yeah, system and strengths. Okay, perfect. Great. All right. You ready? Let's dive in. So when I say we cracked the code with Skool ads, this happened totally by mistake. Okay, like the universe works in mysterious ways. And so I'll share this. Like, the only reason that we are even on Skool to begin with is because I got banned on Facebook. I was sending too many messages or something. Or I had my VA in my account and it was like Facebook just shut me down, my personal account. So I could not even get in. And I did not know if I would ever get my account back. And I had to pivot real quick because you can see this is my Stripe account and it just fell off a cliff. We were making about 20K a month. And then all of a sudden my whole lead source of how we were doing it on Facebook, gone. Oh, snap. I had no monthly recurring revenue. I have no lead flow, and I have to make a pivot pretty quick. So we did 2 things. We moved over to Skool, this random obscure software that at the time was like 2,000 people in the Skool community. Now there's like 120 or something. And we went over to Instagram and we started running ads. Those are the two things, that's what we did. And I kind of like fuddled my way around there. And we just had like, and then I like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is way easier. What was I doing for the last 3 years? Sending cold DMs and doing all these crazy things. And we just, from that point, from figuring those two things out, ads and Skool, we've just been on an upward trajectory since then. Here's something that's like not said in this graphic, is like we got up to 86K per month, but this was still in an old model. This wasn't monthly recurring revenue. This was still, I've got to generate that revenue every month. Okay. I would trade this every day of the week for 61K in monthly recurring revenue. Anybody else? It's like, it's so much different. My nervous system is proof. I'm chill. I like, just imagine you like every month you wake up, you like, if you didn't make a sale this month, you still make 61K or 20K or 5K, like whatever, right? So the monthly recurring revenue is like it's the holy grail. It's a different, but it's a mindset shift. It is the mindset shift of a business owner. So I won't go into it too much, but this is like the trajectory. Let me ask you this. Any of you have any of these thoughts in your head? Ads are expensive. Like to run ads, it's expensive. Or you gotta be successful organic first. Like you gotta, I don't know, do 10K organically first before you could run ads, test your audience, build your offers. And if you're thinking about Skool, like, will my clients participate on Skool? It's like, then they have to go on a different like another platform. Any of those thoughts kind of in your head? Yeah. Or was this just me? So if these are some of the myths that you have, let me just speak to these. So ads are expensive. They can be. But the way that I did it and the way that we coach and teach is like, you just like start with $10. And if I could go back in time, I just wish I had learned this way sooner and just started like spending $10 a day and to get a lead, to get people aware of me. And then only if the ad is working and you're getting leads coming in and you're booking calls, would you spend more money on the ad? So it's relative. It's like now I'm at a point where I'm like, how much money can I spend on ads? Because we have a system that works, but it's not expensive because the ROI is there. Does that make sense? So the one caveat with that is like, there's a little bit of a learning curve, and we tell people like, consider lighting your first 500 or $1,000 on fire. Okay, but that's the cost of learning. And that's the cost of like figuring out, here's another thing, is like when you run ads are just gonna magnify what your offer and your message is. So when I first started running ads, I paid, I had no idea. And I was paying $80 for a lead. But I'm like, is that good? I don't know. Like, for context, now we pay $1 for a new follower on Instagram, and we pay $8 for somebody to join our Skool community. And 1 out of 10 of those people book calls. So we spend about $80 to get a call booked. But the first little while I was like, not that great at it. Okay. Second thing, you must be successful organically first. So there's some truth in that. Ads is just like gasoline. It's just gonna speed up the process, right? So if you want to go slow, then organic is the way. If you have more, let me put it this way, if you have more time than money, then you probably more focus on organic initially. But as soon as you started making some money, I would go to ads. And even if you could do it before you started making money, still go to ads because you're going to learn so much faster. What works? What do people want? What's actually hitting? What's landing? And if you don't have an audience, like the biggest challenge I see people have is like there are amazing experts who are great at what they do, and they just don't have an audience. Is that true for anybody here? Like, it's like you're great at what you do, but nobody knows about you. It's like, so spend $1. Like, you just spend $5 a day and tell people that you exist. Because like the organic, yeah, the days of like, yeah, I have lots of friends who have like millions of followers and they did it organically, but everything like that was 5 years ago. And the whole world's different. Does that make sense? Okay, and then people won't engage on Skool. That might have been true, like when I first started, that was true. But I'll tell you this, my Skool community, I just have this. It's like I don't have too many posts on Instagram. These are just like the first three that have, thousands of comments, 600, 200. I have, and it's like these posts live on. An Instagram posts lasts 2 days. What are like some of these posts are, April 3rd, June 23, right? And I'm still getting comments on this. Last comment was 4 days ago. So it's like the life of a post actually there's an actual life of a post instead of 2 days and it disappears into the endless sea of reels. Does that make sense? And Skool is only going to get more popular. And the platform, it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but Skool is a very simple platform to use. Do you guys like using Skool? Y'all are in my community. Do you find it like intuitive, easy to use, somewhat, kind of, maybe? So let me I've talked a little bit about the mindset. Let me just give you like some practical, here's the steps, okay? Here's exactly what you do to launch an ad. First, you create an offer. First, you create an offer. Then you create a free Skool community. Then you install the pixel. There's a step-by-step guide on how to do that in Skool, how to install a Facebook pixel. You create an ad. You launch that ad for $5 or $10. And the ad just says like, hey, I've got something cool inside my school. Go check it out. One thing with this is a good like metaphor is if you have a really cool garden, it's unlikely people would come and check out your garden. I mean, maybe like the flower enthusiast. But if you had a barbecue in the garden and you're like, hey, I got a barbecue, I'm putting on a barbecue, like people will come for the barbecue. They're not coming for the garden. Does that make sense? So people are coming for the thing inside your community. They're not coming for the community initially. They might stay for the community. But you have to have something cool on the inside that gets people to come in. And then when they do, you just say hello to people. And then you help those people for free. By the way, this is the greatest of all time marketing trick. Show people you can actually help them by actually helping them in advance and for free. Greatest of all time marketing hack. It works every time. And then you just make offers. Those are the steps. Okay, obviously there's like a little bit more nuance in each of those steps, but that's the path. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any issues with ads, like overwhelmed with ads? Ads are confusing. Ads are, yeah, anything like that. Ads are, it's a new skill probably for some. Yeah, so inside our free community, we have like the ad strategy. There's a few different ad strategies, but the very first one, like the first way to advertise would just be on Instagram, and you just shoot a video that says, this is what I do, this is who I help, follow me. And then you just boost the post. That works. That's what we do. Nothing complicated. An advertisement is just an organic post with some money behind it, telling Facebook to show it to exactly the people that you want it to show to, instead of the random 100 people that follow you from your hometown, from high school. It's like you could write posts for them all you want, or you could spend $5 and say, show this to exactly the ideal person that I am trying to target. Is that worth $5? Yes. Oh my God. Instead of creating content every single day, being on this hamster wheel, I can create one piece of content and spend $5 every day and have that one piece of content shown to different people every day that are not just random followers, but are my ideal people, like all of you. How'd you get here? A lot of you came from an ad that you saw randomly some time ago. Okay. And ads are even more simple with AI. I think I have a Myro. You shared a comment in our community, and I think I saw you on today's call. It's like I just took this from today. But I know that you're not alone with this. It's like, does anybody else have reservations about AI taking over the world? Like it's pretty crazy, like what it can do right now, and like with robotics and like all like man, we're going into like a pretty weird world. And also really cool. Like this entire presentation was like done in not a lot of time with the help of AI. All right. And she was like, do you have any, feedback for some of us who are not on the AI train? And I thought of this quote from Eric Hoffer, which is like, in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. AI is here. AI is changing every single industry, the entire world at a pace we will make your skin crawl. There is a magnificent opportunity to learn how to leverage AI, save yourself a ridiculous amount of time, create beautiful stuff that you could never have created in a million years because it would just take too long. And there are like ethical implications, and like there's like lots of other things to consider navigating this field mindfully. And as you're leveraging AI to grow your business, there's a lot of leverage. If what you're trying to create is time, figuring out how to have AI help you with this is like, it's just a huge unlock. And so what we do, I'll get to the steps in a second. So let me just give you like the strategy. This is our ad strategy, okay? We have templates. These are proven templates. We have a bunch of these. I think there's like 23 of these. Okay. These are some of the ones that we have now. They're on Canva. You could literally swipe them, use them. Well, in our paid community, that's what we do. We give them templates. And then we run all of these, say, hey, we have something cool inside our community. You should go check it out. And we go direct to the community. Do you know what this means? No funnels, no complicated software, no upsell, downsell, crazy like click funnel stuff. Just an ad, Skool community. Pixel goes right into the Skool community. Pretty easy. Now here's some cool stats that happen. Right now, we pay $11 to get somebody to join our community. It ranges like between $6 and $12. But the way that we've set up our community, 1 out of 10 people, in this case, it's even more than that, but 1 out of 10 people book a call because of the way that we've structured our community. And they do that without us even talking to them. They just come in, go through a flow, and they book a call. And so in this example, we had 70 people join our community and 11 people booked calls, and it cost us $75 to book a call. What would happen to your business if you knew exactly how much it would cost you to get somebody on your calendar? There's a level of predictability there that is like this is one of the first things that before you're thinking about monthly recurring revenue, if you figure out how to consistently fill your calendar, this is like a huge unlock. Yali was chatting with me the other day, and she was like, because she first came into Skool and came onto our team, and she's like, what is this Hormozy bro marketing thing, riding on a donkey? What the hell is this thing? And she was like not sold on Skool. But yeah, maybe do you want to because then you got into the platform, and then there was some things that clicked for you. Do you want to share?
Happy to say a few words if you want me to.
Yeah.
Hi,
A
everyone.
couple, because I got 13 minutes and got to go through. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a 20-second version. So, hi, everyone. Yeah, I actually think this is a great point because I used to be like a Facebook groups girl, and then I feel like Facebook groups have become really hard to engage, and it's just a lot of work. So I'm not into that anymore. But I was like, what is replacing that? I kept hearing about Skool, looked at it, and I was like, I don't know what to do. It looks a little old-fashioned. People need another software. There's Mighty Networks, there's this, there's that. I couldn't understand why so much hype around Skool itself. And then after working for a while here and seeing the Skool community, I realized they solved one of the biggest problems, which is engaging community. Like rather than on Facebook, you have to hire people and try to do winter Wednesdays, cool, Fridays, whatever it is, to engage the community, and they're not even that excited about it. What I love is that on Skool, it's all gamified, and it's gamified in a way where they want access to your next course or meditation or your freebie or whatever it is. And they know they just need 5 more likes to do that. And they start engaging. And once they do, they actually start liking it more, and people are getting more attention. So they want to create more content. So they've somehow figured out how to engage community really, really well. And on top of that, to be able to really put all your courses there, everything's more organized. So I'm actually a fan of Skool now, and it's really new for me. So I'm glad I got to share that with people in case anyone feels the same.
Another convert. Yeah, yeah, thanks for sharing that, Yali. It's the cool thing is everybody who's on this call, you had to be level 2 in our community to even join this call, right? Which actually was a little bit weird for me because we have a pretty big email list, and I would normally just be like, hey, I'm hopping on a Zoom call. Why don't you join? And we get a bunch more people probably on the call, but we wouldn't have the most engaged people who actually wanted to be here, who've already gone through our content, right? Which is kind of cool. I get to come into this workshop knowing that you already have context. I know that you're already part of the community. Pretty cool. Yeah. The other thing that's kind of cool when it comes to running ads is they now, and every month or week, they're dropping new features. And a new thing that came out is now you can actually see right within your dashboard how your Skool page is converting. So we run ads. This is would be considered a low conversion rate, 10%. A good conversion rate would probably be maybe 20 or 30% would be even, yeah, some landing pages would convert 40, 50. But to a cold audience, mostly a 10% conversion rate. It's like, nothing too spectacular about that, but here's why it's 10%. I decline 30, 40% of the people who try to get in. Because you gotta pass a filter test. And so that's part of why it's low. No spam bots, no, like, we also kick people out of our community. You guys seen that? No spectators, right? It's like, because if I'm going to do a free community and I'm going to give a bunch of value, then I want to give it to the people who actually engage. And part of that is like creating the right culture around your community, and that's a whole other piece. But it's like, here's the thing, this page converts at like between 10 to 20% on any given week. Whatever, that's not the cool part. The cool part is when somebody comes in and engages with the community, 1 out of 10 of people book a call on their own, through their own accord, by engaging in the community, getting to know us, like us, trust us enough to book a call. Automatically, didn't have to do, like, that's a system. You guys get that? That's a system that is now in place. That one of the things that was up at the beginning is like, how do you scale? It's like you scale with systems. And so everything in your business, you put a system in place, that now is scalable. Every system that you put into your business is how you scale. That makes sense? Yeah, still with me? So that's the ad strategy. That's the Skool thing. You've probably seen this, but like this is as complicated as my business is, okay? We do some organic, but mostly we do paid ads. People join our community and they go through our little welcome sequence. Y'all have gone through it. If you're here, congratulations, okay? And then from our free Skool community, our end goal is getting people to join our paid programs. And that happens, we have 5 ways in which that happens. Emails, DM chats, coaching calls, retargeting ads, and guess what? You are here. If this was a map, you are here right now. And guess what? I have an offer for you at the end of this call. And any guesses what the offer might be? Like, full transparency. It's going to be like, hey, do you want to build this for yourselves? I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so does that make sense? And then here's the other thing. As you build this out for yourself, you build this out, and then it's a system. And then somebody else can do that part. You build this out. Have anybody met Gustavo yet? Chatted with Gustavo? He's our community coach. He does coaching calls. That's a system. And every system that you build, you get your time back and you build an actual business. Which is like, I haven't seen something like this in the coaching space. Like, it's simple and it's scalable. And these are all the pieces. This is it. There's nothing else about it. It's like, it's an ad, it's a free community. There's 5 ways that people convert, and there's a paid thing. So here's the steps. The way that we do it anyway, is we help people develop their offer using AI, using a bunch of prompts. But the more important piece with that is you're actually feeding AI the background of who you work with, how you work with them, what your special sauce is. And then once you have that as a thread in AI, you can then use that thread to create every asset you could possibly need in a second, right? Hey, AI, write me an ad for these people based on this part of my program. Done. Hey, AI, write me a welcome sequence for everybody who joins my Skool community. Done. What used to take me 6 months takes me 6 minutes with clients right now. It's crazy. I used to spend 6 months building assets for people that now can be generated in 6 minutes. Okay. Right. So then you ask AI to write based on the ads and above. You edit the ads for your own language. You create 2-3 images for your ads. You run leads campaign direct to Skool, and then you optimize your about page and your welcome sequence for conversion. Cool. All right. Last. Sell by chat is a huge unlock and like a key piece of our system, and it's a big unlock. And first, it's a skill. Like sales is a skill that you learn, and then you outsource it. because y'all are experts. Y'all are, in the beginning, this is one of the best things that you can do, is getting into the trenches and talking with people. There's nothing more valuable that you could do. Chatting with your audience, helping them, and then turning that into a system, and then you outsource it so that you can spend your time on the higher level things. Does that make sense? So some myths that people have about selling by chat, or is like, I don't want to send cold DMs. Good news. If somebody comes into your Skool community, it's not cold. It's basically, the way I look at it is they just walked into your store. If you owned a store and somebody came into like a physical location and somebody walks in, would you be like, oh, I don't want to talk to them? No, you'd be like, oh man, we got somebody in my store. Like, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? We've got this over here and this over here. Like, do you need help? Do you want to, right? That's what a Skool community is. So social media, Skool, Instagram, Facebook, those are all the sidewalk. And actually, I think I have a cool, sure. So I'm just gonna speak briefly to this. The chat flow, I won't go into detail on it. I have a free training in the community, but what does a chat flow look like? Very simply, you engage with people, you connect with them, you build rapport, you assess if you can help them or not, you frame what it is you do, and you invite them to take the next step. That's it. So there's a frame. The thing that is the skill with this is these little pieces in the middle. That's like the social fluency, the social aspect, transitioning from these parts of the conversation are typically what people struggle with. Lots of people can engage, lots of people can connect, but then it's like pivoting the conversation to talk about you and what you do is sometimes the challenge. But guess what? When you're doing the chat conversations in your store, that pivot happens naturally. The pivot already happens when they come into your store. There's a whole training on this in our free community. You can go check it out. But the steps is, if you set up the welcome sequence, this does a lot of the chatting for you, honestly. By the time somebody chats with me, like, how much time have you guys spent with me already? You guys are on this call, you probably at least spent 20 minutes watching some video of the welcome sequence or something, right? You set up a chat flow. In the beginning, you chat with people to book appointments. And then as you develop the skill, as you build assets, you can actually just sell your programs directly through chat. We sell $12,000, $15,000 programs without phone calls. Why is that possible? Because that probably sounds crazy. But it's possible because, one, we have a good offer. Two, we have assets that people already know, like, and trust us. And three, we have some skills. That's what makes selling by chat possible. But when you have a flow like this, then it's a system, you can build it, anybody can learn it, you build your own, and then you can outsource it and you can grow and you can scale. These are like some of the pieces that really allow you to scale. Make sense? Yeah. But these are all AI pictures in the background. They're supposed to be metaphors. So when you're thinking about building systems or chat flows, in the beginning, it's like a puzzle, right? You dump all the pieces out. You're like, oh my God, what are all these pieces? But there's a box. You just follow the box, like put the pieces together and you look at the picture on the box and you put them together and you're like, oh, okay, I could do this. But in the beginning, it's like, oh my God, it's like, where does this piece go? Does that make sense? Okay. That's my training. I would love to know, like, what'd you get? What'd you learn? What did you need to hear today? What'd you like? What'd you learn? What'd you catch? What was useful? And then I'm going to take 2 minutes and I'm going to make an offer for you guys, because you're live on the call if you want to hear it. If you just wanted to come for this part and you got the value that you needed, awesome. This is your cue to leave the chat, leave the call, if you do not want to hear an offer, because I've got one for you. Awesome, like my next steps. Yeah, high value interaction, great. Coming from the social health guy, I mean, I like it. Okay. Ten-second warning. Incoming offer. If you want to hear it, do nothing. If you don't want to hear it, exit, center, right, stage right, whatever. If you're still with me, I'm going to assume that you're open and you want to hear the best offer I've ever made. All right. This is special for you guys. Never made this offer before. I don't know if I will ever make this offer again. This is a right now thing. And I think it's pretty cool. So thanks for sticking around to the end. And I'll tell you what's behind this crazy offer, okay? So like I mentioned at the beginning, we won the school games back in February. And the rules are you can only win once, except in a season of madness, which is what they're doing now. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but basically they are allowing past school games winners to compete again. And the person who comes first place wins a Cybertruck. I'm a sucker for a competition. I'm a sucker for a good competition. So start thinking about it, and I'm like, well, and so we get to compete in October, and it's a battle royale against all past winners, all existing members. And we decided as a team, like, okay, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna win a Cybertruck. Let's do it. And so over the next month, like the coolest part about like why I love Skool, I love the games and like what they've created is it's like the expert, like because of the kind of competition and the vibe, it's like everybody gets to learn. Like my learning that happened in the school games last time was through the roof. So whether we win or not, I mean, we're going to, but whether we do or not, we're going to learn a ton through this process, and we're going to share all of this with all of you as we go. Okay. So this is my Cybertruck offer. First thing, we have made like some significant upgrades to our paid community. And the biggest thing is we have, like, if you've ever joined a program and not known exactly what to do next, which is probably what it might feel like in our free community, because we have lots of content, but it's not organized and it's not step-by-step and it's not, you can't track your progress. In our paid community, everything is organized and but you tick the box, you see the progress, you know exactly what there is to do next. Okay, so that's the first thing, is like the roadmap to building this kind of business is super clear. One of the things that you have access to immediately is we have 12 fast cash strategies. So one of the first things that we want to do is like help you get an ROI as quick as possible. We have 12 posts and strategies that we have used that have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars that you could log in, use these, make some money, pay for the entire program within the first 30 days. Okay, so that's one of the bonuses or things that are on the inside of our paid community. The next thing is I've just completely redone our whole school process. Everything that I've been coaching and sharing today has been simplified step by step, how to build the community, how to build the course to get people into the community with AI. That takes you like a fraction of a second. Okay, how to run the ads step by step, follow the yellow brick road, and then how to convert with the 5 ways that we convert: emails, chat, workshops, and such. And so this is a new module that's in there right now and is all of this, but in a condensed step-by-step process. Something you may not know that all of our community members get is we've built our own software that integrates with Skool, that looks and feels like Skool, and it's Go High Level, but we stripped Go High Level down to the studs. If anybody's ever used Go High Level and been overwhelmed by it, me too. We spent a good chunk of money stripping it down to have it integrate and feel exactly like Skool, the simplicity, the intuitiveness of Skool. And this thing is crazy. Like, this thing is nuts. Like, this software alone would, if you tried to get this individually and what we've packaged, would cost $700 a month. To get the AI assistants that we have, the AI agents that we have in there, the snapshots, like, it's packed, okay? But mostly what it is it's simple to use. So here's my offer. If you guys want to join our paid community, I'm going to do a 7-day trial where you can just come in for 47 bucks and you just come in and try it out for 47 bucks. You can get live coaching with me on Mondays. You can go rip through all of our content. And at the end, you just give it a try for 47 bucks. Try it out for 7 days. And after 7 days, one of 3 things is going to happen. Number one, you love it and you join our community for $2.99 a month. All right. That's one thing that would happen. Number two, you hate it and you go back into our free community, or maybe you just leave our quantum world forever. You're like, oh my God, these guys are totally nuts. I'm out of here. What kind of freak shows are these? I mean, that could happen. And, and if that happens, God bless, Godspeed, all good. We ain't for everybody. All right. All good. That's why we do trials, like keep the risk low. Okay. Option number 3. You love it so much that you know you're going to stick around for a year and you're going to choose our annual option, which is 3 pay for $9.99. And you'll get an entire year with the software, with the coaching and everything for 3 payments of $9.99. And you unlock 5 bonuses. And those bonuses are going to be, you save 600 bucks by paying annually. You get a 60-minute one-on-one call with me where we will look at your offer, your ad strategy, or your ads, your strategy. You come into that call with all of our AI prompts, and then I ninja chop it so that you've got the right message, you've got a clear strategy, you can write ads from it. Okay. Bonus number 3. We'll do 20 done for you edited reels. Okay. So you do an interview session with Alexander. We'll send that interview off to our editing team and you'll get a month's worth of content done for you. Number 4, you'll get 2 one-on-one calls where our tech team will hold your hand and set you up on the backpack and get everything set up and integrated for you. They'll get your email set up, your calls set up, your the integrations with Skool, the entire dashboard, everything that you would need to run your business. And bonus number 5, you're going to get added to a private group for people who join our year-long for a 90-day accelerator coaching program where we'll help you get results as fast as possible. And it'll be just for people who made this annual pay option. Does that all make sense? But you can't get that right now. The only thing that is available today is a $47 trial. And at the end of 7 days, you choose your own adventure. So my question for you is, are you in? Are you out? Or do you have questions? And if you are in, just type in the chat. I'll send you a link. If you are out, no problem. That little red leave button is all good. And I hope you got a ton of value from this. And if you have questions, let them rip. In. Okay, so you guys want to try something? Because I have never done this before. But let me try something. Okay. I just made this. And I'm going to drop this. Everyone in the meeting. Okay. So go here. And it should say 47 bucks. It should say 47 bucks. And if it does, take out a credit card, pay the 47 bucks. And actually, you might notice that if you've already paid for something on Skool, you actually just have to click one button, which is another like crazy thing about Skool. But who we got? Zachary, Heather's in, nice. Did you all hear that? Oh, snap. Oh, snap. People are coming in. That's another thing about Skool. They get that little cha-ching sound happens every time somebody purchases. Oh, there's another one. Hey, okay, who else is coming in here? Let's go. Let's go. If you got questions, you can ask them as well. But amazing. So what's going to happen is later today, if you are in, Gustavo or myself is going to reach out to you. We've got your info. The paid trial is actually going to start on Monday. So you actually get some extra days here. Okay. So if you're joining today, the paid trial starts on Monday, but we'll let you in right away. And we're going to do this from like a Monday to Monday kind of thing. Okay. And I think that's it. So if there's any other questions or some other people are just kind of like pausing, waiting, get in there. If you've already paid, we will reach out. I've got a couple calls and then I'll reach out personally and get you invited and get you in. And guys, this is going to be like what we have planned in our paid community and like coming up, especially with the Skool games, like it's going to be crazy. And if you want support in building a business that is sustainable, that is fun, and with like an epic community, like our crew of quantum coaches, we've attracted like amazing people. All right. So I hear lots of cha-chings coming in. I just want to acknowledge all of you. Welcome. I'm pumped to work with you for the next 7-10 days. And yeah, excited for you. Congrats on making a great decision. If you have questions, you can ask them in the community. And also, if you got like some value from this, share it in the community. Like, what'd you get? Let the people know in the free community what they're missing out. And I am only 15 minutes late for my next appointment. I know y'all have busy days as well. So thank you all for being here. I'm really excited to work with those of you who have jumped in. And for the rest of you, we'll get in there. Just do it. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.